everybody.
Hola.
I mean, you're not everybody. Everybody's the audience, girl. I was about to say, hey, everybody. And how are you, friend?
How are you, friends? We're good. We're good.
How's your week been?
I'm recovering from a little flu from the plane from Hawaii. We went to Hawaii last week.
I keep telling you, don't sit in the back, honey.
Look, that's how I'm able to afford the trips. Because you got to sit in the back where the luggage is at.
Listen, that bathroom, honey, she got E. coli spreading.
Hey, yeah, I'm just recovering. You know, I got a little tan going on.
Yes, you're feeling
so funny.
your ethnic oats right now.
I am. Funny story. I went to find foundation to match, right?
Yes.
And I told the lady at the store, and I was like, "Hey, can you help me find foundation to match? Because I have a tan." She said, "That's a tan."
You're like, I'm normally cosmetic.
Yes, girl. But yeah, we're here. We're queer.
Here. We're queer.
Yeah.
Nothing's changing. Gay all day. After 6 on Sundays.
Gay for pay.
Ooh, girl, they can't afford this. Gay means happy, everybody. We're not prostitutes. So, current topics.
Yes.
Anything you want to talk about?
Anything I want to talk about? Not that thing comes to mind. What about you?
Oh, Lord.
Tell me. Fill me in.
So,
what's the latest?
What did your TikTok feed tell you now? Well, you did hear, we talked about this. The chef that passed away. She said she needed. Oh yeah. She said she needed a nap.
Her name is Quita.
Quita. Miss Quita. R.I.P.
Quita needs a nap or something.
Yeah,
like
she said Miss Quita needs a nap. Honey, she never woke up.
Yeah, poor thing.
So sad. It's crazy how here in the U.S. we work. We're striving for what?
She worked like 7 days a week.
You've got to give yourself rest.
Yes.
You've got to take a break. You've got to do what's important for you because you can't give to others if you're not giving to yourself.
People that don't know, Quita, I don't know her last name, Quita Jones or something. Quita, she worked 7 days a week at a restaurant and she was hustling. And she finally posted on her Instagram or something or Twitter. And she said, Quita needs sleep or something like that. And she went to bed and never woke up. That's so sad.
So sad.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm glad she didn't.
Glad, girl.
I don't think she didn't suffer. I mean, listen, the way to die is in your sleep. I don't want to die I want to get shot. I don't want to get murdered.
I just want to go quick.
Oh, girl.
I don't want to.
I want to be
drown it out, girl. I'm dramatic, but when it comes to that, just quick, you know.
Quick choke out,
please.
Speaking of choke outs, even though I'm not supposed to talk about this, I'm going to. Mm-hmm. You and I have talked about this also, but I'm bringing it to the podcast, honey.
What?
You know, we won't say where I live. You said it once in an episode, but I'm not going to bring it up today.
Yeah.
But in my very expensive condo complex, a tenant, an owner, was pissed off that another owner dropped the price of their condo. They had the same floor plans. Mm-hmm. So he moseyed on over to the building, knocked on the door, honey, kicked the door in, started choking out the owner, pushed the wife against the wall.
Yikes.
Out of control. Remember, this is 55 and over.
Oh, they don't play. They see some things in life. They don't play them.
And when he left, he said, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill you.
Because he dropped the price on the condo?
The police came, had to question him because they wanted to make sure he didn't have a gun. Apparently, he likes to partake of la ganja. Mm-hmm. He likes the herbs. Yes, honey. So I want to make sure he wasn't looped up.
So he said, you're fucking with my appraisal. You're fucking up the value of my property.
But what's crazy is, since we are in real estate and mortgage, once they drop the price, 7 showings in 2 days.
Yeah, my listing, it's been on the market for a hot minute. I have, it's been going, girl. I'm like, okay. But mine is actually a really good deal because it's like the biggest square foot.
Yeah.
And this counts as promo, by the way. So this is marketing dollars right here. It's, what am I saying? It's a 2
3 bedroom.
Three bedrooms, yeah. And it's the biggest square foot in the condo.
It's over 2,000 square feet, right?
Yeah.
It's a beautiful unit.
And she keeps it immaculate.
Yeah,
so it's a really good deal.
It.
Yeah, it's the lowest price per square foot in that community. So, hey, if you're interested in the 55 and up area and condo in the, can we say the area?
In DFW, honey. Just in DFW. You have to reach out to Ben for more detail.
Yeah.
I wasn't supposed to even put this out there, but they're not subscribers. That's what happens when you don't subscribe.
Well, you
shit gets out on the street.
Poster board. I mean, a bulletin board, girl.
Yeah, it is. I mean, when I tell you these 55 and over tenants, owners, they be wilding out where I live.
They do. And the best one out of that whole community is Betty. We love Betty.
We love
Because
my
Betty knows
mother.
everybody's business. Let me
She
tell
called
you.
me and Bruce. She said, "Do you hear all that?" I said, "Girl, I hear what?" Like,
She already knew the tea.
I can hear it on my balcony.
She got spies, girl.
And then she called again and she said, "Do you hear that?" And he said, "What?" She said, "It's in the hallway." Girl. I said, "I'm not in the hallway." I said, "Going that way. I'm scared." I said, "Just go in there like you're coming down to see us."
She's so cute.
And then she realized it was, what was going on. So, yeah, sorry, Mom, for putting this out there. I know I said I wouldn't.
She said, edit that out.
Girl, but listen, that's some good tea.
Well, some people snap. And that's why mental health is so important, right?
Yeah, I mean, listen, as we segue into today's episode, mental wellness.
Mental wellness is so
I
important.
wanted, Ben and I always have conversations about what's next on the podcast.
Yeah.
What are we going to do? What's of value, not only to us, because listen, it's about us, but what can we bring value to our tribe out here, right? We need to come up with a name for our subscribers.
Let's get to 100 first, and then we'll come up with a name.
Okay, we're 15 short. I've been working. I'm literally the podcast bully, everybody.
She is the podcast bully.
I
Hey,
mean,
shout out to the Starbucks barista, Esther, if you're watching. Hopefully
Yes.
you're watching. We made her subscribe.
yes.
Okay.
Listen,
So,
we'll give
hi.
extra shout outs. I'm going to give a shout out to Rachel at Lucid Offices, where Inclusive
Hi, Rachel.
Lending has an office. She subscribed.
Shout out to Betty.
shout out
She
to-
said you look really young.
She said she couldn't believe how
Hi,
old I
Betty.
was.
Hi,
Thank you,
Amanda.
Betty. That is not my mom, Betty, but Ben's friend, Betty. Who else do we love? Give it love to
Everybody. My
today.
Aunt Vanessa subscribed and shared
Yes.
it.
Oh, Diego with all his positive
Yeah.
comments. Thank you, Diego.
My cousin Diego. Hi.
Diego, are you telling your friends to subscribe? Because I know you have at least 2.
He has a lot of friends. She's popular.
Okay, well, then I need those 15 friends. Listen, before you kiss the next whore, have them sign up for the podcast.
She's married.
Okay, well, then don't kiss anybody. Just make them sign up.
Sorry. She's demure.
She's demure. Okay, well, listen, get them to sign up, honey. We need subscribers. But yeah, so today we are talking about mental wellness, and it's, in the industries that we're in, it is a roller coaster. You're chasing the deal, you're invested in their emotional journey, and then something goes left or something goes right.
I don't know if you deal with this more in yours. I think you do, but on my end, as an agent, especially as a listing agent, a buyer's agent, there's so many emotions that go in that people are dealing with. You kind of have to be like a therapist for them too. So that takes a hit on your mental health, I think. And people don't talk about that. And they're like, whatever, how hard is it to be a real estate agent? Which, ain't that hard. But you got to have some skill and some negotiating talent,
That's the thing. Listen, I tell my clients all the time, this is math.
Yeah.
You've learned this in the first grade. It's addition and subtraction. It's not racial. It's not socioeconomic. It's math. But what's difficult about what we do is you have to be a personal chameleon. Your personality has to adjust to your clients. You also have to care.
Yeah.
And I don't care what anybody says. If you don't care, you can't be in either one of these industries.
Absolutely.
I
agree
have
with
to
that.
be invested in your success to want to fight for you to get the loan.
Yeah.
And and if I'm fighting you, right, the client to get documents and to get what I need, it just makes it more exhausting. Right. And then in both industries, what's interesting is brokers, area managers, they want to promote production.
Yeah.
So now if you're not hitting certain numbers, you feel like you're inadequate.
Yeah.
Right? You start to think, oh God, I'm not very good. Oh God, I need more business. When the reality is you're doing the best you can, and that's what you should be recognized for.
Yeah.
Not everybody wants to be $100 million a year producer. Not everybody's capable of it, honestly. And we don't give ourselves enough grace.
Yeah. I think that's true. I think especially when there's a lot of high lows in this industry, I think whenever you're closing, like, at least for me, when I'm closing like 8 or 9 deals in a month, I'm like, woo, that's a big high, right? You feel like you're the best. And then there's months where you have no closings that month, right? You might have something in production, but there's no closings, right? So you kind of feel like, dang, what am I doing wrong, right? So it's a constant mental battle. And people have said, like, if you get into a sales industry, you're crazy because you're gambling every day. You're gambling every day with your livelihood, basically, because, you got to rely on sales,
Well, you're a prostitute. You're literally a prostitute. You're out there prostituting yourself.
Yeah.
And you're setting it. So for someone like me and even you, right? Body dysmorphia, insecurities about who we
being on social media, it's such a big presence. That's part of the reason why we're doing this podcast. But it's like, for me, I know social media really I struggle with it just because you have to be okay with looking the way you look and, the angle.
The way you sound.
The way you
all
sound. Oh, I couldn't even watch my own videos forever. Let me tell you, I hated it. But, we're doing the best we can with what we got,
Well, I did that whole thing last year, right? Nobody cares what you look like.
Nobody cares what you look like.
Nobody cares what you look like, but you.
You do. I do.
Nobody. Listen, they want to see the house.
Yeah.
They want to hear the rate. They want to know what the payment is. Nobody cares what the hell I look like.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's true.
Some people do if they want to be racially motivated. They want to support, their race as a worker. But other than that, no. And for us, you're battling that.
Mm-hmm.
That takes energy. Now, then after you find, all the energy to make the video, now you got to get back to the work, the grind, right? Trying to introduce yourself, meet more clients. Me, it's meet more realtors. Again, marketing, I direct market to clients. I don't really direct market to realtors anymore. Mm-hmm. I just let it all fall where it falls. But again, I'm trying to create avenues of income, right? Strings of income based on business. And I had a meeting yesterday with Magali and Natalie. Hey, sisters. And I was like, listen, I need your lifestyle, girl. You guys be popping in and out of real estate. She's like, no, we want to do more business.
Yeah.
They just, it's like, so you don't know what's going on. People want to use you, but if they can't, they can't.
Yeah.
And so for me, a lot of times, listen, I'm medicated. I tell everybody I'm on Trintellix. It saved my life. But there are days I just can't get out of bed.
What is Trintellix?
Trintellix is an antidepressant. The difference between Trintellix and a lot of the other ones is it doesn't stabilize your serotonin. It helps your body create more serotonin, and then your body regulates it. So it builds you up.
So for somebody like me, I'm very naive to medication like that. So tell me, like, when you're not on it, what does it feel like for you?
Yeah, so there is no not on it for me anymore.
Okay.
When I had my really toxic relationship and broke up, and we talked about this in a podcast, I reached out to his therapist and said, listen, I don't know how to live. Help me, right? I attempted suicide multiple times. And so she put me on Trintellix. And what it did was bring up my serotonin levels. It helped me see the world not through sad, hopeless eyes.
Okay.
And so for me, I tried many times to get off of it, and then I would get back because I thought, oh, I'm better now. I'm okay. Of course I am. I'm medicated.
Yeah.
What I didn't like at one point was somebody said to me, oh my God, your attitude is so great. And I thought, who the fuck? What? Not me, bitch.
Were you offended or were you like just shocked?
I was offended. I wanted to be on my sassy horse. I don't want to be known as like a great attitude, but I want to be known as so sassy. So it caught me off guard. Yeah. I thought, oh, I don't want to be that, right? Like it triggered me. And now, you get older, right? Now I'm like, I want to be known as the person with a good attitude and all of that. So I've also come to accept that it's okay to be medicated. Like it's okay. I need what I need to be able to function.
Yeah. It's a tool. It helps you.
It's a tool. But again, you know this because you know me for years now. Mental wellness, mental illness is taboo.
Yeah.
Nobody talks about it because nobody wants to be crazy. And so for me, there's a lot of, not a lot, but I make very transparent posts if I'm struggling, even when I'm not, because I want to make sure that at least one person who feels the way I may be feeling
sees it and relates and knows it's okay. Yeah.
And social media is forever. Yeah. It may not help somebody today. It might help them in 6 months. It might help them in a year. When I get to that point, what I've learned is you've got to get out of bed.
Yeah.
You've got to do something today because one positive thing turns into 2, turns into 3, turns into 4. The same way, if you don't do anything, the same shit you were worried about today is now compounded by new shit that comes tomorrow. Right? And you rely on your friends. You have a great network. You know me, I have a very few close friends. And I don't even call them necessarily about that. I just call them because I know their voice will cheer me up, even though they don't know anything's going on with me.
Yeah. Aw. That's my sister-in-law for me. There's days where I like bed rot and I don't want to do anything.
Not bed rot.
Yes, bed rot. And I just don't want to do anything. And I just, and there was a moment where I was going through it. I'm not medicated. Maybe I should be, but I don't know. I was going through it. And I remember just like, I was the busiest I've ever been in real estate, and at least at that time, and I just didn't respond to anybody, and
You're overwhelmed.
I was overwhelmed. I just shut down. I just stayed in bed, right? And I think my sister-in-law was like, "Get up, we're gonna go eat. Get up, get dressed, get ready." And if somebody tells me they're coming over, bitch, I'm up like real quick. I don't
Girl,
want
please. She said food. You said, yeah, girl.
I said, get up. So I would say she's such a big. I would like shout out to Ellie. I love her.
Hey, Ellie.
She really is, and we relate a lot on just mental health, and we relate a lot on like, and just keeping our vibe or bubble positive. And I think that's something that I learned with my therapist. That you got to just keep a positive, because it's not always going to be positive, right? Life isn't always positive, right? Things happen, but your circle, like the people you let into your life, is so important, because if you let them feed you into that,
misery loves company.
Yeah, absolutely. It's so crazy. And yeah, and so she's one of the people that one of my, what do you call them? Like a trusted adult. I don't know.
Trusted advisor, a mentor.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I lean on her a lot, and she helps me. I think she's very an advocate of my mental health.
Yeah, I had, when I first, my mom and I didn't speak for years, that we had there was a little gap in the relationship. Mm-hmm. We came back together. She obviously were super close. We always were until we weren't.
Yeah.
And so, we've reestablished all that. That's years in the past. But I remember there was a trip that we took to Las Vegas, because we used to meet up in Vegas when she still lived in California. And we were having a conversation really about mental wellness. Mm-hmm. And she said some things to me that it caught me off guard. And I will never forget that conversation, because I've never felt closer to her. Mm-hmm. I felt like, oh, I'm really not alone. Right. She gets it.
Yeah.
And she trusts me with her stories and her thing. Like, mm-hmm. It was really a bonding moment that I don't think she realizes the gravity of what it did for me. Mm-hmm. But my mom is my hero.
What did she say? Can you share?
I don't want to share it, because it's not my story to share.
Okay.
But when it's all said and done, it's one of those moments that I think, when a parent has that true transparency with their child, mm-hmm. fearless transparency, when they remove themselves from the plateau of I'm your parent, then that real breakthrough happens. Mm-hmm. And it was just so powerful. And it made me really see her in a different way, not in a better, just differently.
Yeah.
And I adore my mother. You already know that.
Yeah.
But she's just so remarkable. The things that she's accomplished in her life, the things that she has dealt with, and she really will be my strength in moments where I just don't have any.
Yeah.
I think, okay, what would Betty do? Betty probably tell somebody off. Let me get my ass out of bed. Betty probably tell me off. Let me get out.
Betty will absolutely tell somebody off.
I told her I wanted to do a podcast with her, call it Angry Betty.
That'd be cute, actually.
But she's not angry anymore. Like, we've had conversations, and I said,
I wouldn't call it angry. She just,
what she used to be. Now she's really taken a different stance.
So I know a different Betty.
Yeah, she's taken a different stance with things, and because she told me, it's funny. Again, you never know what people hear, mm-hmm. right? When you're having conversations. And one day, she and I and Bruce were going to lunch. She said, well, you told me not to be negative anymore. I said, oh, girl, I didn't know you were listening. And I love that she respects me now. I think she always has, but we've really transcended this mother-son. We've always been besties, but now we're really sort of trusted advisors. Like, she listens to me and I listen to her in a different way.
Do you think that's generational though? Like the negativity part, like where maybe they just grew up in an era where they just had to be more realist, and they like all the fairy tale shit went out the door. Do you know what I mean?
It's generational, but I also think it's situational, right? You have to choose to be positive, mm-hmm. and sometimes it's so much easier to be upset.
Yeah.
It's so much easier to be angry.
Yeah, I agree.
Or negative, and like to stop and think, okay, where's the fucking silver lining in this hot ass mess?
Yeah.
Like, that's just energy sometimes you don't want to spend. The reality is you spend that extra 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 30 seconds to find the positive, the silver lining, your whole outlook shifts and you're manifesting and bringing positivity back.
Absolutely.
That's the lesson.
What's your coping mechanism? Like, how do you cope when you're like overwhelmed and you're stressed and you have a lot going on? what do you do? Or what should you do? Or tell me. Or maybe both. Like, what do you do and what should you do?
Yeah, I think it's everybody different for everybody.
Mhm.
But for me, what I do now is I don't think you know this about me. So when I was younger, I used to sing. I did musical theater like every gay kid, right? I sang, I did musical theater, and I wanted to be a singer.
Mhm.
My first love, Paul Downer, shout out Paul. I know you're not going to see this, but shout out to Paul.
Hey,
He
Paul.
said, you don't want to be a singer, you want to be a star. I said, okay, yes, you are right. I don't want to be in the background.
Yeah.
But so I sing. One of my friends said, you used to sing in the car a lot. You don't sing anymore. So it's that, right? Like
Yeah.
when I start to get sad, I realize I'm not expressing something happy, or I'm not doing enough to make myself happy. So I start singing. I turn on Mariah, Whitney, anything that brings some emotion out.
Mhm.
I also allow myself to feel now. I
Like,
think
it's okay if you're sad. You allow it.
it is
Yeah.
because what I've learned with my life coach and in therapy is tears are healing. You're healing something. That's why you're releasing tears.
Yeah.
And I used to think, oh God, I'm crying, I'm depressed, I'm sad. What am I sad about? Ugh. Now I'm like, oh bitch, what am I healing?
Yeah.
Like what room have I
Yeah.
created for positivity
You're
now?
excited for like, yeah, absolutely. I think that's a good way to look at it. Like, okay, we're going through it. We're another step closer to being a better version of ourselves.
To more more bounty.
Yeah, I agree. That's a really good way to look at it.
Yeah, listen, I'm telling the universe, yes, bitch, more room for goodness.
Yeah.
Right? Inhale good. What is it? Inhale goodness, exhale badness, or some shit.
I don't
like
know.
that.
That sounds right to me.
You know, you keep teasing me because I'm in my Barbie era stage, right?
Labubu?
Because I have all my Labubus, honey. I've been buying them clothes, and I am living for them. I love it.
But not trying to be like on a deep level, but maybe that's like an inner child part.
It's for sure my inner child, right?
Yeah.
Because and I wasn't told not to play with it. You know, last episode we talked about G.I. Joe and toys, but listen, I'm again, because of my relationship being healthy and Bruce being who Bruce is, I don't give a fuck if somebody's looking at me carrying this Labubu and Gucci outfit with my, Gucci cross.
Yeah.
Be jealous, be mad, be something, because you're not affecting my happiness.
Period. That's a word. Yeah, I don't know. I think for me, when I was younger, yesterday.
Just yesterday.
I used to turn to alcohol a lot. Like that was my, every weekend, every other day I was out in the
That's
bar.
what everybody learns.
Yeah, I was just out drinking. And then I think it just hit a wall and
it gets old fast.
Well, I didn't get old that fast for me. I still don't get me wrong. You can find me on Snapchat. You'll see my,
but you don't drink for the same reasons now.
I drink for fun. I like a celebratory moment.
You're not drinking to drown something.
Prior, I would think I was just dealing, and I didn't know that I was doing that. And so I, went through stuff, and then, I think I just finally went through the motions and went through therapy and really unpacked a bunch of things like a layer. I think, did we talk about this on here about an ogre and layers? Did we talk about that or no?
Ogre, what? Who's
Maybe,
ogre?
I think Hyman knows. So we talked about this one in the podcast. An ogre has layers from Shrek.
Oh yeah, you wanted to be Fiona. I was like, "Why?"
Girl, I'm Fiona. No, anyway, you unpack it, right? And you go through it and you say, you know what, that's something I haven't thought about in years. I didn't know that really bothered me, or this person did this to me at this point and I didn't know that really triggered me, right? And so you move differently. But I personally feel like therapy is so important. I feel like it's just as important as somebody going to the gym, to me. I think just like you work out your body, you have to work out your mind. You have to work out that mind and feed good things to it. And when I first got into this industry, everyone preached mindset, and they used to piss me off. They used to get on my nerves. I'm like, I don't give a shit about mindset. Show me how to sell a house, I hated it so much. But now, that is the golden ticket, is your mindset, especially when you're in sales.
What you feed your brain is what you put out.
Absolutely. And it's your mindset at the end of the day. That's what's going to get you.
If you feed it trash comes back out.
That's going to get you from low production to high production. And I'm not somebody that, I have no desire to sell 15, 20 million a year. If I do, that's amazing. I'm not going to turn down any money, right? But that's not my desire. I know real estate agents probably are going to think I'm lying, but I don't care to sell that much. You know, like that's crazy to me. I don't want to be that busy. I want to be busy, don't get me wrong, but I also really enjoy my personal life.
Well, you want a work-life balance.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the thing, right? Nobody. So I have this conversation with Andres Munar. Shout out to Andres, broker owner in, collab lending in Puerto Rico. Yeah. One of my idols and mortgage mentors. He and I talk about this, and it's, not everybody wants to be a huge producer. You've got to have a work-life balance, and maybe yours is 10 million a year. Maybe it's 12 million. Maybe you want to do $1 million a month because you want to travel.
Well, not just that. I really enjoy like being present in things, like going to family things and family functions.
That's what I'm saying. It's work-life balance.
I would say that's really the biggest factor why I even got into real estate, because I worked for a company before and I was spending 40 hour plus a week there for shit pay, and I missed everything. I missed out on a lot of events. And I think now that I've like tripled my money since then, right? I am happier, and I just prioritize my time. And, but also it comes with a whole set of issues, right? Because now you have to think like a business owner. And
you are a business owner.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying you have to think like that now. And it's like stressful.
You're an entrepreneur, and being an entrepreneur is stressful because entrepreneurs are hustling money. There's no set money coming.
No.
And you could have 4 deals. And I'll say this with, because I'm catty and petty. You can have 4 deals with other lenders, honey. You don't know they're going to close. It's not with me.
Yeah. And you're right. You're right. And so,
totally kidding, but not. But I mean, it's the same thing. We had a deal under contract with another realtor, and she did the inspection, and boom, terminated.
Why?
She didn't like the results of the inspection. She, yada, yada, yada.
Know how to negotiate?
No, the realtor, the realtor got it together, but she was so... What's interesting is this, talking about generational baggage, right? Yeah. Both of her parents, I think, excuse me, I have hiccups, were jealous that at 28, she's buying her first home by herself.
The client, not the realtor.
Yeah, they were both giving her this fear-mongering conversation. Yeah. Like, what are you going to do? And what happens if this? And what about... Girl, what happens if the world ends tomorrow?
Absolutely.
You won't have to make the first mortgage payment.
What if it works out great? That's another thing, too. I think... Yeah. And so when I got into real estate, my dad... I love my dad. We've worked on a relationship because, that was that can be a whole other podcast, too. But...
we'll do the daddy issue.
Yeah, we'll do the daddy issues one. No, he's great, but he told me his concerns, like, hey, you might want to keep your job and do real estate part-time, because he knows, like, he comes from a different generation, too, that knows that, like...
The struggle is real.
That's a risk, yeah. And then there's this really... what was she? She was my history teacher in the 6th grade. I forget her name. But she was like maybe my first, if I even paid attention, but like the first like lesbian teacher that I had. So her and I connected. I was like this little chubby gay kid in class, and she really like favored me. So
she knew,
girl. And I think I wasn't, we had the same class. I think I was Selena Gomez. Her and I went to the same school.
Yeah.
Plug it. And she was in that class too, right? So anyway, years later, I see this lesbian teacher at a bar in Dallas, and I was like, oh my God, you were my history teacher. And she wasn't she was my history teacher, or geography. It was geography. I'm lying, because I remember we had to do the maps. Anyway,
Lord.
Girl, I didn't pay attention, obviously, but she was like, what are you doing now? And I'm like, oh, I'm actually going to get into real estate. She's like, oh, there's not a lot of inventory out there. You gotta, she was kind of giving me her concerns. I think it's a generational thing again. And I've heard everyone's doubts, right? But you just got to believe, like, trust your gut and trust your intuition. Because I had mine. I was like, damn, what are you doing? But I figured if this failed, there's always a job out there for me.
Yeah.
I can always apply the next place, girl. But what if it works? And I've been fortunate, knock on something. I've been fortunate enough and it's working out great for me. But you can't let fear control your life. And then
did you just yawn, Hyman?
Ooh, is she bored? She's like, girl, wrap this up, girl.
Girl. Was that a queef or a yawn, honey?
Our producer said, girl, wrap this one up, girl.
Ooh. I think we just got a free podcast, girl. Oh, Lord.
That's so funny. He said, don't air this one.
I'm sure he's going to edit that out. Damn.
She's like, girl, anyway.
This is how you treat your favorites?
Andrew has said that we are his favorites.
And he keeps using your government name.
Hyman says.
I am.
That's funny. Yeah, he's a girl.
But it's true. Listen, when I was doing hair, making good six figures, right here in South Lake.
You know, I actually wanted to. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you out. I'm terrible. I actually wanted to do hair when I was younger, but I was like, oh, that's so typical gay. I'm not going to do it.
That was my mom. And literally.
I let that stop me from doing hair because that was a fear. That was a fear of a projection of something that I thought. Because when I was like 18 or something, I wanted to go to cosmetologist school, but I was like, ugh, that's typical gay. I can't do that.
So I came home from Vassar.
Yeah.
I left Vassar after 2 trimesters. I hated it. It was just, anyway, that's a whole different podcast. And she said, well, what are you going to do now? No. I said, I'm going to go to hair school.
Yeah.
She said, that's for stupid people and faggots. I was like, okay, well, we got one down, girl.
Girl. We're halfway there.
And it took 9 years. And then she went to hair school.
Did she?
And then
you said, Mom, are you
And then she called me. She said, oh, you should be doing this. This is right up here. I was like, bitch, you didn't show me no. She's like, well, that was then. You need to do it.
That's funny.
So when she finished hair school, I started the next class. Literally the day after she graduated, I started.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And so, but again, it's that belief system, right?
Letting other people control your life. And
not only that, but,
well, for me, it was letting other people think.
And listen, I don't buck Betty at all. My mom says something and I listen.
Yeah.
I remember
I'll take it into consideration.
Not even consideration. I just do it. I remember we were having a moment. I was 18. I was a senior, getting ready to graduate. And I don't know what we were arguing about, something stupid for sure. And I said, whatever, I got to go to work. And I went to grab the door and she said, you turn that fucking knob, I'll break your arm. And I was like, oop, oop, hands up, girl.
You said, risk already broken, girl.
I mean, if my mom was not abusive, let me give her this because I know she's watching this and she's like, this motherfucker.
Yeah.
My mom was not abusive. My mom loved me. It was great. But again, it's a respect thing.
Yeah.
She was like, you're not fucking walking out on me.
Yeah.
Take your hand off the door. And I like, boop, bop, boop. It was off. And I was 18. I was bigger than she was. What am I going to do? Hit my own mother? Girl, listen.
They've done it.
Nah, not in this house. Listen, there would be no Mylo and Ben, the podcast.
And I believe it.
You might be doing Betty and Ben from Betty from jail.
Zoom call from jail, girl.
Listen. But no, listen. When it's all said and done, I listen to my mom. Mm-hmm. And now I listen to myself. One of the greatest gifts that my mom ever gave me is the trust yourself.
Okay.
You are always going to be right about who you are and what's best for you. And at one point she said, listen, I may not always agree with it, but you got to do what's best for you. And for me, I didn't know anything about the mortgage industry. You know that. I was doing hair, getting ready to buy a house, didn't even like what was going on with my LO, and went to LO school. I had a great career in hair.
You say, is he doing this shit right? Let me go to school and find out.
I don't like how he's talking to me. And, I had a great career, and now I have an even better career in mortgage. But if I had let it stop me, I'd still be slinging hair, and there's nothing wrong with that. Shout out to all the hairdressers because you do God's work.
Yeah.
But, I think for everybody, we have to allow ourselves the space to grow.
And fail.
And fail. Too. You fail forward. My grandfather said something to me so powerful when I was a child. I felt bad about some test or something. I just felt stupid. I said, I don't know. I think I failed. He said, you're not a failure. Well, how are you a failure? You learn if you don't learn the lesson, that's when you fail. Yeah. Right? Repeating the same mistakes. So for me, I don't ever think since then, I don't think about failure. I think about,
what lesson did I learn?
What lesson I learned here? And I don't do I want to do this again? Nope, sure don't. Right. And I allow myself the space to blossom, and I don't rely on anybody else to fertilize my dreams, to water my plant, right? Like I have to be responsible for me. I don't expect that from anybody else. I expect and hope from my friends and my husband support. But I don't need manicuring and maintenance. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
And I think that's where a lot of relationships go wrong, friendships and marriages. It's like you expect too much from somebody else. Like somebody has to have the bandwidth to take care of themselves and then give you some, not vice versa.
Yeah.
I don't want to be number one in Bruce's life. I want to be number two behind him.
oh no, I'm a princess girl. I want to be number one in the life. You mean your number one priority, and that's it.
Speaking of princess, honey, we're going to segue in. Enough of the mental wellness. Let's talk about princess. So this is a TikTok trend, right? Princess behavior or bare minimum.
Okay.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Your man pays for your pedicure and your manicure always. Princess or bare minimum?
Bare minimum.
You go out to dinner, your man pays, princess behavior or bare minimum?
Bare minimum.
You go on vacation and your man plans it and you split the cost of the vacation.
Oh, that's a
breakup. I thought I'd throw a little hook in there.
What is that? Like I've paid my portion of vacations at some point. Like I've splurged on somebody before,
right?
Because I wanted to, but it was never expected,
right?
I think there's a what am I trying to say here? Because I'm not trying to send out the wrong message, but I think
there's a balance.
I think we understand our roles, and I think for my man, it's expected. So I think that's the bare. Or maybe it's princess treatment. Who knows?
I think it's princess treatment, but you expect princess treatment.
Yeah, so that's my bare minimum. There's my bar right here, you know?
Listen, you got to know what your word, girl. Okay, Christmas time.
Mm-hmm.
You want one big gift or lots of little gifts? Minimum, like princess treatment or bare minimum?
I'm okay with one big gift. Oh, wait, what are you asking me? Which one? Were you asking for
which one? Yeah.
The one gift that's a bare minimum. I think if you got a little gifts, that could be princess treatment. I can see that.
Yeah.
But I'm okay with one good gift.
I used to want to become Jewish when I was little so I could get 9 gifts for sure.
She said 9, period.
Honey, I was like, can we light the candle and get a gift?
That's funny.
Come on, Puerto Rican Jew.
Like, Mom, are you sure we're not Jewish?
That's it for my princess and bare minimum.
I don't memorize mine. I got to get mine out for you guys. So we're gonna do Mylo because Mylo says he's a king, y'all. King Mylo. He's in his King Mylo
on my hand.
King Mylo era. So here are 5 questions for you.
Okay.
They plan dates in advance and make sure the details are thoughtful. Is it bare minimum or king treatment?
That is a bare minimum.
Okay. They check in during the day just to see how you're doing. King treatment or bare minimum?
Bare minimum.
Period. They remember small things you mentioned weeks ago and bring them up later. Bare minimum or king treatment?
Are we in a fight or are we talking about positive things?
I'm going to keep this positive. It's positive. I'm going to say they remember something positive that was said.
I'm going to say that is king treatment because there's so many things that happen in the life of your date. Like for Bruce, and I love my husband, but my husband has no short-term memory. So, and Bruce is very thoughtful, but for Bruce to remember something from a few weeks ago or whatever, and he's done it since we've been together, I always think, oh my God, that's so sweet. So I think that's king treatment.
That's sweet. They offer to help with errands or tasks without you asking. Bare minimum or king treatment?
Whew, I mean, listen, I have standards, so that's bare minimum.
And then the last one is they make an effort to build a good relationship with their friends and family. Bare minimum or king treatment?
Bare minimum.
I agree.
Yeah.
So I think somebody on, what was it? Somebody shared something on TikTok and it said a man, like a high quality man, right? That does all these great things for their partner is just an average woman. Because women do these things like
it's true,
and it's crazy how the bar is so low. At least for like straight men, the bar is so low.
So just to pull that up, I know
no offense anybody.
Yeah, I know we're running long on this one, but we're gonna run a little long on this episode. So I open the door for any passenger in my car. Bruce has never opened the door to my car.
Mm-hmm. That's sweet.
When I was dating Jeff, you know, if you got in my car, I would open the door for you. My girlfriends, I open the door. Mm-hmm. And so when I go to lunch with some of the girls, I'm like, open it. What are you doing? I said, I'm opening the door for you. Oh shit, my man didn't even do that. I said, well, you laying down with him, bitch. Listen, bare minimum, honey. Yeah. You want to get up on here and get all this good nookie nook and you don't open the damn door? No, you listen, you can look at it. You can wave a good night. Why don't you give me that? Because you didn't open the damn door. So yeah, I open the door. I think that's bare minimum, right? Yeah. I treat my husband like he's my prince because he is.
Yeah.
And I treat my friends, my mom, my family. the same way because I value them.
Okay, and last question.
Yes.
And then we'll wrap it up. Sharing and subscribing to our podcast, bare minimum or best friend treatment?
Bare minimum. Listen, it's free to subscribe. We're amazing.
Yes.
Who doesn't want to watch these? And we're great conversational radio if you're driving home.
Yeah.
Despite Hyman's queef.
Yes. All right, guys.
Don't believe what you exhale. So, hun, bestie, what are we going to advertise? You. If you're ready to buy a house, you've got questions, you want to start that journey, you need an amazing realtor, it is Ben Sanchez, our realtor Ben at gmail.com.
Yes.
Or you can call him direct at
469-363-8955.
Yes.
Or, and in Mylo with Inclusive Lending, LLC. Mylo closes loans. Let me tell you, he doesn't start a race he can't finish.
True.
So he'll figure out a way. He'll get you to the closing table.
It's true.
And where can they reach you out, friend?
You can reach me at Mylo, M-Y-L-O, at Team Mylo, TEAMMYLO.com, or 682-351-2875. You'll get both of us, honey, because you need us. We are the 1-2 punch, boo-boo.
I love you, friend.
Love you, friend. See you next week. Bye everybody.